All right, guys, time for another update. We got the Lockjaw Bass Club tournament, the second tournament in April, which was held on Sam Rayburn. We talked about this in the last video, how I thought things might go if, we didn't have bad weather. Well, we didn't have bad weather. We had terrible winds. Springtime Sam Rayburn, I guess that's just what you got to expect. When you got these kind of winds, man, it's hard to get around the lake and search out fish. It was a good tournament, however. I mean, we had 20 people fishing. Had quite a bit of fish caught, more than I thought for the conditions that we had. Like I said, the weather wasn't bad. If it wasn't for the wind, the weather was almost ideal. Kind of overcast. Had a little break with some sun come in every now and then, but it was a good fishing day, just barring the steady 20-25 mile an hour winds we had all day. That just beat us up. But with that said, we didn't have a terrible tournament. Did it show out for Sam Rayburn? No, but it was still, I think, a good tournament considering the conditions. So I talked to a couple of guys, or quite a few guys at the weigh-in and stuff, and it seemed like everyone found fish shallow. I mean, I know that was the case with us. Me and Susie caught everything shallow, like literally. I couldn't find deep fish for anything. I mean, I couldn't find balls of bait fish deep. I couldn't find fish deep. I looked everywhere I could. Like I said, I practiced on Friday. I couldn't find anything deep. Saturday during the tournament, I still tried to go out in some deep water and find stuff. Couldn't find anything. Everything was shallow. We caught almost all of our fish on a fluke, and I mean all day long. It was crazy. We caught quite a bit of fish. Susie had a nice one. But the average fish that we were catching, and it makes sense that they're in the shallows, it was probably some little fry garters. They were about 13 and a half inches. Caught a bunch of them. They just not a bunch to weigh. We had our 5 weighers. It was, nothing spectacular, but we had one decent fish, and the other 4 were 1.5, 2 pound fish. So it's just how it goes. And that looked like pretty much par for the course for everybody. And from what everybody was telling me, it was the same kind of thing. Shallow water bites, frogs, flukes, wacky worms, just a bunch of different things but shallow. For everybody that I talked to, it was pretty much a shallow water bite. So it panned out like this. We had 17 members fish, 3 guests, which was 20 people. We had 60 fish caught for a total of 114 pounds and 45 ounces. Average size fish was 1.91, which is what I was saying is pretty much what was going on. The average stringer was 6.73. Big bass for the tournament. And you're on Sam Rayburn, so you're expecting something big, but I mean, it just didn't pan out with the way things were going. 4.74 was big bass. So the teams played out like this. We had first place was 1343. Second place was 1128, and third place was 10 pounds and 19 ounces. Or not 19 ounces, 19, whatever, 10.19. We had 7 individual limits, and we had 8 team limits. So, was it awesome? Not really. But like I said, considering the wind, I mean, man, it was windy. I don't even know how else to put it. It blew all day. And I don't think it ever let up. It was 20, had to be 20 to 25 all day. I mean, no doubt. Never let up. So it was, it was interesting, man. Let's see what other stats we got going. Let me tell you who was who in the zoo right here. See if we got it. First place, like I said, was 1343. It went to John Ledoux and Casey McDonald. Good job there. Darren Savant and Chris George had second with 11.28. Good job. And third was Jared Bushnell and David Andre for 10.19. And Chris George had the 4.74. So, not terrible, man. You know, like I said, considering the conditions and everything, I don't think it was that bad. The lake looks good. It's coming up a little bit. It's still down, but it's coming up a little bit. There's some trees in the water. Man, there's grass. Good grief, there is grass. If you're fishing, I don't know, anything less than 10 foot, you are in some grass, and I mean thick grass. So I mean, that's not a bad thing, I don't guess. It's, you know, everybody complains about the grass on Toledo, unless you're fishing a couple of coves over there that's starting to grass up pretty good, Housing and 6 Mile and stuff like that. But you know, the Louisiana side, I mean, I don't know what they got going on over there, but there's no grass. But Rayburn, as far everywhere I went, was full of it. I mean, it looked good. The water was pretty. The lake looks like it's in good shape. I don't know. I don't know. It's this funky time of the year. Like the bait fish are, I don't know. I didn't find any. I mean, I guess there's some guys out there. Maybe they fishing way deeper. I don't know. I really don't know. I went out 20 something foot. I mean, nothing. No balls of bait fish. No nothing. So maybe different areas of the lake, because God knows I couldn't go all over the place. There was no way. So pretty much everybody was saying the same thing. They were shallow. They figured them out shallow, but it's all the same kind of stuff. Small fry garters. Looks like the lake is doing good though. Looks like it's pretty healthy. I seen a ton of beds that were obviously empty, but I mean there were beds everywhere. So they look like they had a pretty good spawn. So that's a good thing for the lake. Let's see, AOY. How are we sitting right now? Let me look. I'll bring this up a little bit better. Why? Okay. So right now, leading in AOY is John Ledoux with 490 points. Jimmy Brown is in second with 474 points. Austin Brown is in third with 463 points. Joey Romero is in fourth with 447 points. Mike Brown is in fifth with 444 points. Jeremy Nichols is in sixth with 419 points. Leslie Bowen has seventh place with 403. I have eighth place with 368. Jared Bushnell has ninth with 361. And rounding out 10th is, wait, did I have that wrong? No, I'm sorry. George Smith had ninth with 361. And Jared Bushnell has 10th with 330. Again, guys, it's still, I mean, we're about halfway through. Yeah, we're over halfway through. We got 4 more tournaments. You know, there's 3 drops to be had, so you need to look at that and how that's playing out with everything. But I think don't give up, obviously, because there's plenty of fishing left to do, and there's plenty of moving and shaking to do in the top 10. So we have Calcasieu River coming up in May. We have Toledo in June, back on the Sabine in July, and Calcasieu wrapping up things in August, and of course the top 10 tournament will also be at the Calcasieu in August. So everything's looking good. We're rock and rolling. Hopefully we can we'll get some better weather. Of course, you know, we just had a flood over here. Why wouldn't you? And worse from what I'm hearing up north, which has been the case, man. Them poor people up north have just been getting slammed. Looking like, I was reading today that they were monitoring Toledo Bend again. They said if it got up a little bit higher, they were gonna have to open up the gates again, possibly, which is, you know, horrible for the people down on the Sabine, you know, coming down just south of the dam. I don't know, man. That, you know, the Calcasieu's gonna come up. It's good. I think they got it over here in Kinder coming up over 16 foot by the end of the week. And you know, our tournament is 3 weeks away, I think. All right on that? I think, yeah. Not this weekend, not next weekend, but yeah, 3 weeks away. So maybe it would have settled down a little bit. I don't know. Unless, you know, barring any other kind of big rains or anything, we might be okay for that tournament where it's not too high. We should be. I mean, hopefully. But you know, we fish them all the time like that. It's just how it is. So we're gonna see. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully we have some good water and some good weather for that. And for the rest of the year. Good grief, man. We've just had some rough weather and stuff for these tournaments. Anyway, this one wasn't bad. I think we had a good deal. Considering the wind, I think we had way more fish than I thought we were going to catch with the wind the way it was. So that's a good deal. And we'll see what happens coming up here in May. Until then, we got a meeting Wednesday night, this Wednesday night, if y'all watching that, the first Wednesday of the month. We'll be voting on the June tournament. I think May's already done. I think we got the times and then everything locked in for May for the Calcasieu. But we'll be voting on June and the times in June more than likely, or we may wait till June to do the times. Depends on when we make the tournament. But anyway, that's what we'll be voting on for that. That's June is Toledo Bend. So if you're interested in that, make the meeting, put in your times and the dates that you want for that. Anyway, till then, see y'all later.